In Massachusetts, the racial divide in home ownership is stark. 69% of white households own their homes, but just 35.4% of households of color are homeowners. Earlier this spring, Boston Mayor Michelle Wu announced an historic investment to shrink that racial wealth gap with the commitment of $106 million towards affordable home ownership.
We are moving against a legacy and generations of actions before that have built up barriers, specifically in the way for families of color. Because of decades of discriminatory lending practices, a history of redlining, homeownership in Boston today still varies largely by race.
Well, Mayor Wu laid it all out, and she made that comment alongside City Councilwoman Ruth C. Louisian and Simone Crawford, the Executive Director of the Massachusetts Affordable Housing Alliance. Simone, let's talk about some of the ways that the Mass Housing Alliance is helping low-income households and buyers of color get into a house.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
Sure.
As the Executive Director for the Massachusetts Affordable Housing Alliance, I'm very happy to share what exactly we do at MAHA. We are an entity that educate and mobilize our first-time and first-generation home buyers so that we can close the racial wealth gap. What that means is we teach people how to purchase their home. We also teach them how to keep that home. And we have wraparound services that helps them with budgeting and with credit and just learning the ins and outs of what homeownership really means. Mm-hmm. Secondly, we advocate. We teach our community leaders to advocate for themselves so that we can find or enhance the opportunities for low and moderate income individuals to find affordable mortgage products such as the One Mortgage program or our innovative first-time and first-generation match savings program that we have.
Mm-hmm. Now, we have someone sitting next to you who actually went through the program. Ruth Z., what was your experience like?
It was such a great experience. So I took my first-time homebuyers class with MAHA 2.5 years ago when I was trying to become a homeowner and trying to find my way through the process. And I was like, I should take a class with MAHA. And it was really an incredible experience. You know, I was there, it was during the pandemic, so it was all virtual, but I still learned an excellent amount. There were a lot of classmates there. You know, and it was a classroom full of primarily Black and brown folks who are trying to help close that racial wealth gap, trying to become homeowners ourselves. And so I, you know, recently became a homeowner a few months ago, and all credit, you know, goes to MAHA with really empowering me with the tools, you know, when I needed to find a lawyer, when I needed to find an inspector, I went to my MAHA playbook. MAHA gives you, once you're a graduate, they give you a playbook of things to know and things to remember when you're looking for your mortgage lender and things to look for. And I had my MAHA family on speed dial.
That's great. That's great. That's right, to walk you through the process. Yes. You know, some of these statistics that we're presenting today are just daunting. A recent study by online real estate tracker Zillow found that Black applicants were denied a mortgage at an 84% higher rate than white applicants in 2020. That's up 10 percentage points from 2019. More than 1/3 of Black applicants were denied because of credit history issues or no credit. Simone, how does MAHA help buyers with financing and get past some of these obstacles?
Great question, thank you. What we do is preparation. We don't offer a mortgage program at MAHA, but we help to administer the One Mortgage program through the Mass Housing Partnership. And so once you enter into a MAHA's first-time home buyer class, we're teaching you about all the resources that are available in the city of Boston. So we teach you about how you need to prepare for, you know, meeting with a lender so that they can complete a pre-approval. We teach you about the importance of your credit and how that will help you to determine how much home you can buy. And then the resources are the One Plus Boston program. Currently, it started in June of 2020. It's doing amazing. We talked to you about the mass housing product. That's also there if you are not eligible for one. And then you also have the FHA product. But in all that we do, it's preparation, preparation, preparation. You have to know exactly what you're getting into when you are about to become homeowners.
Now, you've had great success at the program. MAHA has graduated over 40,000 people from its comprehensive home buyer and homeowner classes, more than any other organization in the state. What are some of the key lessons that you take from that success?
Don't give up. Understand that what you're doing is integral to the success of your community that you live in. Know that there's a lot of the people that comes to you really genuinely have no place else to go. They don't understand the process, and what you're providing is a huge service to the community. We thank, all of our presenters that help us to make this program a success, and our community leaders and our, all of our stakeholders that has been able to allow us to be as successful as we are.
Ruthie, I want to ask you a question as we close out the program. How much bias is baked into these statistics, this unconscious bias? And we have about a minute left.
An incredible amount. We have a lot of work to do to remove the racism and bias that exists in our lending process, in our appraisal process. The data shows that even when you hold all things constant, Black potential homeowners are discriminated against in the appraisal process, and in the lending process. So we have a lot more work to do when it comes to holding our banks accountable for their lending practices, and making sure that we're doing everything we can to eradicate discrimination in the process, making sure we have more diverse appraisers, because it is really distressing and discomforting for folks. I'm a lawyer, and I went through the home buying process, and I've represented families facing eviction and foreclosure, and still the process was a daunting one. And still I had to wonder if they were asking me these questions because I am a Black woman attempting to buy a home. And so we have a lot more work to do when it comes to testing, to make sure that we are able to hold people accountable to actual instances that we can verify of discrimination. Like when you're selling a home and there are photos of white families compared to when there are Black families.
That's right.
And so we have work to do. We're not there yet. MAHA does incredible work, and other organizations. We just got to keep pushing and organizing.
Ruth Z. and Simone, thank you for being here today. And thanks to all of you for watching. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at CityLine 5. And you can follow me on Twitter at Karen Holmes Ward. Have a great afternoon.